Hello, hello. So, I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 12. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So I am painting flowers. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I paint a lot of flowers. I used to paint a lot of animals. Now I'm kind of going through a flower stage. We'll see what happens at the next phase of my life. So, to say that I'm exhausted today is probably kind of one of those understatements. Owen woke up early, and I didn't sleep too much last night, throughout the night. He had a lot on his mind, and I think he's getting his back molars in, and the dentist had said it would take a while to kind of grow those in, and I think that's kind of where we're at with some of that. And so he woke early, and he was very upset about his tablet and playing a game. And then he kind of calmed down some after that, but he was quite, agitated about the whole kind of thing. And so that took a little bit to get him to calm. And I told him he could take his tablet to his bed, but then he got very, like I said, upset. And so finally, after about 20-30 minutes, I got him back in his bed. He didn't take his tablet, and he stayed in there for about 30 minutes, which for him is quite a long time. And he stayed in there, and then I'm not sure if he fell back asleep or if he was just resting or what, but for whatever allowed him to stay in there and calm down, he was calmer and had a much better morning the second go round. So then he played with his tablet, and we were able to do several things, and it was much, much better. So that particular one is a little thicker than I wanted, but it'll be okay because we're just gonna make some of these. Plus, stuff will go on top of this. No big deal. We'll just keep adding, and it'll all eventually work out. Plus, like I said, once I start adding stuff onto things, it seems like it's not a big deal anyways, because stuff tends to just go where it goes. So it'll be okay. I promise we will work it out. So here we are, making some flowers and trying not to fall asleep until bedtime, which isn't too far off, and he's quite happy right now. He's watching a video and laughing and having a grand old time. So all is good, I can say for sure. So we're gonna just keep plugging along here. Oops, again, I went a little further than tired happens. tired happens, so we just keep making it do what it does. I'm pretending I know what tropical flowers kind of look like. If you've watched before, you know that I paint imaginary flowers. That's how I kind of handle this. I don't really know. I mean, I can look at flowers and then paint them, you know, use an example or something. But a lot of times I just paint imaginary flowers and just keep painting till they look like they look like they're done. That's what I do. So if you're new to our page, I always talk about Owen painting with a hand over hand method, and that I hold his hand, or I'll just rest my hand on his arm, and he then paints the backgrounds, and then I do like the edges around, and we work on those. And he has a hard time with, like, he's getting much better, so I shouldn't even say he's having a hard time anymore. Because he's come so far, but he has a hard time holding like utensils and things like that. So he always helps me with the backgrounds, and then I do this. We paint every couple days. That way he's not doing it every day and still interested in what's happening and how it all goes. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, the glare on that color was hard for me to see with everything else that was. Ooh. Now, if you watched before, now I put way too much paint on my paintbrush a lot of times, and that right there was one of those lots of times. Oh, but it's okay. Again, it all works out. We'll get there, and not to worry. And if we drop and something changes, well, that's okay as well, because we just keep adding till we get there. Because, you know, it will work out. It'll be fine. And, you know, I cover up half the stuff that's even there, so it doesn't always stay like it's gonna stay anyways. Because, you know, we gotta keep adding stuff. Keep adding stuff. Sometimes when I'm painting, I put the different colors in different spots, and then sometimes I realize I've put all the same colors in all of the spots. But again, it'll all make itself known as we go through the process. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily look like a flower. It looks more like it's one of the flowers that's behind a flower or something, which also works, you see. So we just kind of put them in there and then figure out how they go along. So we just have to keep adding until it makes its spot. like I said, we're making fake flowers anyways, so it doesn't really technically matter what's really happening here, because we're just going to keep adding a lot of extra stuff, you see. I'm telling myself this one's kind of a trying to see what color I want to do with next. This one's kind of a imitation tropical, whatever that means. So we are almost there. I just want to add in a few. Don't necessarily need it to all have like sections or flowers or something, but I just want it to kind of blend in so that there's a few random things here and there and everywhere. I think we are almost there. Just like a closing in the gap so it like doesn't always show all the stuff. I think that is about it. Okay, so I always sign O for Owen, and then L and B. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Toodles, toodles.